As Mexico's premier artistic power couple of the 20th century, Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera loved as hard as they fought. If the painters were around today, they'd surely be paparazzi obsessions. The pair first met in 1922, while Kahlo was still in high school, but they didn't really get to know each other until 1928. After being reintroduced at a party, Kahlo asked Rivera, then already a respected artist, to check out her work. Things didn't stay professional for long. Romance soon blossomed. Even from the start, their love was unconventional. Frida's nickname for Diego was Panzón, the Spanish word for fat-bellied. But though the moniker sounds cruel, Kahlo's love for Rivera ran deep.
I'd like to paint you, but there are no colors. Because there are so many, in my confusion, the tangible form of my great love.
In August 1929, the two lovebirds were married in Kahlo's native Mexico City, but the bliss would be short-lived. Diego, who was already married to his second wife when Frida entered the picture, unfortunately cheated before their first anniversary. Of course, Frida eventually got hers. Many, many times. Kahlo's long list of affairs reportedly included sculptor Isamu Noguchi, singer Josephine Baker, and even Russian revolutionary Leon Trotsky. Over the years, Rivera took on a number of his own mistresses, most of whom Kahlo befriended. But when Frida found out about his affair with her younger sister Cristina, it crossed a line. By early 1935, she'd moved out of their apartment and almost gave up painting entirely. When Kahlo did pick a brush up again, the results were somewhat disturbing. A Few Small Nips was inspired by the true story of a man who'd murdered his adulterous wife in a jealous rage. Rivera later acknowledged that he had been, well, a major jerk.
If I ever loved a woman, the more I loved her, the more I wanted to hurt her. Frida was only the most obvious victim of this disgusting trait.
They tried to stick it out, but jealousy and continued infidelity took its toll. In 1939, the pair officially divorced. Aww. For most couples, this would have marked the end. But Kahlo and Rivera weren't most couples.
Perhaps it is expected that I should lament about how I have suffered living with a man like Diego. But I do not think that the banks of a river suffer because they let the river flow.
In 1940, the duo remarried, this time for good. Frida and Diego remained together until Kahlo's death in 1954, and Rivera, he never quite recovered.
July 13th, 1954 was the most tragic day of my life. I had lost my beloved Frida forever. Too late now, I realized that the most wonderful part of my life had been my love for Frida.
And though Diego Rivera was the more famous painter at the time, he wasn't too proud to acknowledge who the real artist was.
Frida Kahlo is the greatest Mexican painter. Her work is destined to be multiplied by reproductions and will speak, thanks to books, to the whole world. It is one of the most formidable artistic documents and most intense testimonies of human truth of our time.